It's almost time, people. The weather's warming up, the sun's coming out, the ground is melting, and it is almost time to go and grab those chickens from Family Farm and Home or Tractor Supply. But the main question remains, what chickens do you even get? Because there's actually a big variance between the different breeds of chickens. And believe it or not one chicken is like the other. All the different breeds have all kinds of different things going on. If you want egg layers, if you want meat producers, if you want a mix of both, there's all kinds of options out there, and it's very easy to get overwhelmed with the amount of choices that you have. So I'm gonna narrow the list down to 3 chicken breeds that I personally think, if it's your first time getting started, you should absolutely get. And the first one on my list is gonna be a little biased because I own them. And that breed are Brahmas. As you can see, they are extremely cuddly. They let you do pretty much anything that you want with them. They let you pet them. They're super curious. They're very friendly. There's a lot of things that they'll let you do to them. But I think that the most important thing about them is the fact that they're friendly. And they are very winter hardy. And they are also really good egg layers as well. All right, my arm is getting sore. You're gonna have to come down on my lap now. There you go. Just let me know when you want to go outside, all right? So Brahmas, in my experience, from the 1 year that I've owned Brahmas, I've never had any issues with them going broody. I've never had any issues with them getting sick. All of them never had any injuries. They were never fighting with other chickens. Brahmas, in my personal experience, are my first #1 pick just because of how amazing the Brahmas that I personally have had are. And every time that I look online with other people getting started and asking for breed recommendations, almost every single time, Brahmas are always there at the top of the list. There's just so much that I could say talking about Brahmas. It's honestly kind of ridiculous. I mean, like, look, this one right here, she's still sitting here. Like, I know that she's probably off camera and everything, but like, even though, you know, she could have escaped by now, but she just, yeah, see, she's escaping now. But that, you know, they're just super cuddly and friendly. You can't go wrong having Brahmas. Brahmas are probably always going to be my #1 recommendation, which brings me to the next 2 chickens. I'm going to go, since she's done with her spotlight now, I'm going to go bring her back outside with her sisters. So I'll be right back. Say bye-bye. Good enough. All right, let's take you outside. And the reason why Brahmas are the #1 in my book is because they are, first of all, friendly. Second of all, they are cuddly. Third of all, don't go broody. Now, why do you care about a breed that doesn't go broody? What does broody even mean? What is the importance of broodiness? Broodiness is basically when a chicken decides, hey, I don't want to eat any food, I don't want to drink any water, I don't want to do anything except sit in the nest box for 23 hours out of the day. You do not want a chicken to go broody if it's your first time owning chickens, because they will literally starve themselves to sit on eggs that may be fake eggs, or they may not even be there, but her neurological desire is to just sit in the nest box and incubate eggs. And there's not really much that you can do about a chicken going broody to begin with. Now, there are steps that you can take to get a chicken out of the broody stage, should they go broody. But that's not what this video is about. I just wanted to really quickly touch on the broodiness aspect, because broodiness is something that people consider. And in the year that I have personally had my chickens, I have not had any of my Brahmas go broody. They're also fat. Fat chickens are fun chickens because when you pick them up, you're going to be super surprised at just how heavy those Brahmas really are. This is a 10-pound Olympic plate. My chickens weigh about this much. If you do any kind of weightlifting, you know just how heavy these things are. This is how heavy Brahmas get. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, when I was sitting here holding it like this on my arm, that is how heavy that chicken was on my arm, okay? Like, it's hard to visualize how chunky and hefty chickens can get, particularly Brahmas, because Brahmas are just naturally super fat. But that's a good thing. I like fat, chunky chickens. They're chunky, they're cute, they're fat. I love fat chickens just because it shows that they're healthy, they're happy. And who doesn't love whenever they pick up something and you can squeeze it and squish it? And I love it, man. I just love fat chickens. Like, food aside, they're just fun to handle and fun to hold and fun to cuddle. And then lastly, the fifth point, which is a major consideration for a lot of people, including myself, the fifth point right here, winter hardiness. But winter hardiness, in all seriousness, is a seriously important consideration. When it comes to winter time and there's snow on the ground and your chickens need to be able to handle the cold. And one of the major things that people worry about is, well, what if my chickens can't handle the cold? Well, let me tell you, it was like negative 20 to 25 degrees Fahrenheit here in Michigan. And I didn't have any worries about it because Brahmas are just so well equipped to handle the cold. Brahmas are super duper winter hardy. They are able to withstand snow, withstand cold. Their tiny combs and their tiny wattles mean that they don't get frostbite nearly as badly as other breeds do. So if you're looking for something that is friendly, cuddly, fat, they don't go broody, and they are winter hardy, Brahmas will always be my number one pick just for those considerations. Now, again, I'm super biased towards Brahmas because I have Brahmas, as you saw. So because of the fact that I have owned them and not the next two on my list, that is why they're going to be my personal number one, because I've owned them. So with that all out of the way, all five of these actually, I'm just going to leave on here. So I'm going to set this back here. And all I'm going to do is write on here 1 Brahma and 2 and 3. So what do we think the second chicken breed is? Is it going to be sex links because I also own sex links? No. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go out of my way and say that I personally do not recommend sex links. Because sex links, they are layers, but they are also a little susceptible to frostbite. I did have to help my sex links with a little bit of frostbite on the tip of their combs. My sex links are personally not aggressive, but I have read stories of other people that have had aggressive sex links, or at the very least, sex links are not cuddly. My sex links are friendly, but they're not cuddly. I cannot pick them up and not hold them for longer than 2 seconds. They just do not like to be cuddled. Sex links also could be fat, but mostly they're not fat. They're mostly bred for egg laying and less for meat production, unlike Brahmas. And like I said, winter hardiness, sex links, they're not exactly as winter hardy as some of these other breeds that I'm going to cover here in just a second. So for those reasons, I do not recommend sex links, even though I own them. But what I do recommend for number 2 are going to be another breed that starts with B. Can you guess it? Anybody that's ever owned chickens probably knows this breed. It's going to be a buff breed. A buff Orp. I don't know how to spell Orpington fully, so I'm just going to call them buff Orps. Buff Orps, from what I understand, are also friendly, even more friendly than Brahmas. From what I've heard, they're also more cuddly than Brahmas, from what I've heard, and they also don't go broody, they're also chunky, and they are also about as winter hardy as sex links. So buff Orpingtons, even though I personally haven't experienced them yet, I do plan on getting some buff Orp chicks this coming week. I have heard some good things about them. And for that reason, I'm going to list them as number 2 on my list of chickens that you should consider. just because I want to limit this list to like 3 things. The reason why I want to limit this list to just 3 chickens is because there's like 50 different chicken breeds out there. And all of them have their own use cases, their own niche cases, whatever. People are gonna go day and night telling you that they prefer this and this and this, and then you're gonna get like 10 different chicken breeds, and then you're still not gonna come to a decision because it's still like 10 different chicken breeds is just still too much to think, oh, but like what if this, what if this, what if this? That is why I'm limiting this list to just 3. It simplifies things. It makes it so that way if you are considering getting any chickens, you should start with just 2 or 3 breeds. It makes it so that way you can not get so overwhelmed with analysis paralysis, decision fatigue, etc., etc. It simplifies the decision-making process, which is what I'm all about. I'm all about keeping things as simple as possible. I'm about keeping things as easy as possible. That's my entire channel slogan, is that anyone, anywhere can grow anything. And that's true for you too. So that's why I want to keep this as simple as possible. So we have Brahmas at number 1, Buff Orpingtons at number 2. What is the 3rd chicken that I would recommend for beginners? I am going to start this one by saying, again, I've heard a lot of good things about these guys. And the reason why these ones are very popular is because these ones make very colorful eggs. Like genuine, naturally green, naturally blue, naturally rainbowy eggs that would pair very well with white eggs and brown eggs. So you'd have like 4 different egg colors all from one chicken. And what that chicken breed is called, this is going to come as a surprise. Can you guess? Easter eggers. Easter eggers, from what I've heard, are super friendly and cuddly. I don't know if they go broody. I don't think that they go broody, so like that's a check, check, check. That they are kind of chunky, I think, and they are also winter hardy from what I understand. So Brahmas, Buff Orpingtons, and Easter eggers are gonna pass all 5 of these criteria if you're looking to own chickens. The best thing about Easter eggers is that they make multiple different egg colorations. I don't really know what the science is behind it. I know some of them make green. I know some of them make blue. I don't know like what the difference is between them. It might be like genealogical differences. But my point being is that if you want eggs that are not white or not brown and you still want to meet all of these criteria, I have heard very good things about Easter eggers. And that is my final list: Brahmas, or Buff Orpingtons, and Easter eggers. So if you do plan on getting chicks this year, I would highly recommend starting out with chicks from those 3 breeds. Now you can go into different breeds like Rhode Island Reds or Sex Links, etc., but we're just trying to keep it simple, okay? If you do have decision regret or buyer's regret and you get Buff Orpingtons and you get 10 of them and then you think, wow, I actually don't like how friendly these chickens are. Well, that's the good thing, is that if you get, let me erase this board really quick. I want to touch on this because this is actually a very important point. So let's say that you get 10 chicks, 10 EE chicks, Easter eggers. So 10 Easter egger chicks. Boom, 10 Easter egger chicks, but then only 6 make it to be hens. So you start with 10 Easter eggers, you end up with 6 Easter egger hens. That is unfortunate, and I am sorry that happened. But here's the good thing, is that if you only have 6 hens left and you originally wanted 10 chickens, what you can do then is that, knowing that something happened to 4 out of your 6, that's a 40% mortality rate, but you did learn. This is like worst case scenario, by the way. When I bought my 10 chicks, I was expecting to lose 4 and end up with 6. And I ended up with 9. That's cool, that's awesome. That's a 10% mortality rate, and I already fixed what went wrong with the one that I lost. So now, personally, if I had this situation, this unideal situation happen to me, and I ended up with 6 adult hens, what I would have done then is I would have taken those 6 adults, and I would have gotten as well 6 Brahma. No, I wouldn't have gotten 6 Brahma. I would have gotten 3 and 3 Brahma and buffs. So I would have then combined these flock members, knowing what I know now, and if, again, we assume a 40% mortality rate, which shouldn't happen, let's just reduce that by half now that you know better. So let's say you have then a 20% mortality rate. So then these 3 Brahma and 3 buffs become, say, 2 Brahmas and 2 buffs. Well, now you have 2, 2, 6, which make a flock of 10. And now you all of a sudden have 10 flock members. So I'm actually going to lift it like this just so you can actually read it better. So if you originally wanted 10 Easter eggers, only 6 survived. You can then have those 6 hens, get 3 Brahmas, 3 buff Orbitons. You can combine these 2 flocks and end up at the final total of 10 flock members that you originally desired from last year. So you have really honestly nothing to fear when it comes to unfortunate things happening to chickens. Because ultimately at the end of the day, life happens. And if you are prepared for the ultimate reality that 10 chicks might turn into 6 hens, or that 3 and 3 might turn into 2 and 2, if you are prepared for that ultimate reality, then there is nothing stopping you from raising chickens, no matter what the consequences of your actions are. My ultimate final point with all of this is that it's very easy to get overwhelmed with choice. It's extremely easy to convince ourselves that because we don't know what we want to get, we keep thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking, and then we don't ever actually get the chickens, and then it becomes too late to do it, and then the big box stores stop selling the chicks, and then, oh, now we got to wait next year, and then, oh, we never end up getting the chickens. But most importantly, all of this aside, most importantly, before you even get the chicks to begin with, make sure that you have both a brooder box and a coop ready to go. The last thing that you want to do is buy chicks unprepared and think, uh-oh, I don't have the means to take care of these things, and then you end up not doing it. The best way to prepare your chicks for a healthy lifestyle is to set up an esoteric brooder box, which I have made a full video above, so you should go watch that after this video. And if you did make it this far and you are genuinely interested in getting started, but these videos are still not helping you, or you're still stuck on something, or there's some kind of resistance happening, I have availability for you to call me personally, and I will guide you one-on-one, and I will talk with you and help you get started. I will answer all of your questions, get everything done, give you all the lists, all the materials. I will make sure that you have a successful first flock. I have the details in the link in the description below if you want to schedule a call with me or join my school community. You absolutely don't have to. I hope that my videos are enough for you to be able to get started. But if for some reason you do need that extra help, I am here. Just click the link in the description below and I will be there to help you anytime you need it. Take care. You can do it.